we have reason to be concerned because he continues to give lip service to being completely uncensored, but yet he brings in people that are not seeing the world how he does.
I got it.
Clean up your
You know
room.
what's wild too is like they're always talking about Elon Musk and like whenever they're disappointed by him because he's not free speech enough, but like it's that he's not being extreme enough for them. Like he's retweeting Matt Walsh's transphobic hit piece. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that's good. You know, he is free speech man, but is he ultimate free speech man? Does he have the supreme free speech? Because we need to go all the way, you know?
Story from Jalopnik. Elon Musk once again kicks off Pride Month with transphobia. Boosting a transphobic documentary is one hell of a way to start June. And they're basically complaining because they're leftists that Elon Musk tweeted out, he said, every parent should watch this. It's the Daily Wire's tweet. It's the movie they said they really don't want you to see. What is a woman? Take a look at this. Let me refresh, actually. Elon Musk's tweet currently has 53.6 million views.
Crazy.
And the Daily Wire has 80.5 million views.
Wow.
I don't think those numbers are overlapped. They're not unique users between the two of them, so it may be different. But Elon Musk not only decensored the Daily Wire's documentary, but he's actively promoting it on his page, and I think he pinned it. Let me make sure. Yeah, he pinned it.
Well, Tim,
so he pinned it.
It's not enough to
What a piece of shit.
not watch What Is a Woman. You have to be actively in favor of promoting What Is a
Oh, Seamus is there, of course. Yeah. Initially, it got flagged, and you know there was celebrations on the left, especially in the queer community, that Matt Walsh's transphobic, very scientifically inaccurate hit piece. It's hate speech. It really is. It's a hateful documentary. You cannot, unless you've been somehow fooled by his really low tier fucking I'm basically transphobic Borat, unless that is something that can successfully fool you, like Matt Taibbi, then I don't understand why you would ever want to promote hate speech or of that nature, like a documentary of hate speech that, again, it has a whole bunch of information in there that by the standards of the time it is just categorically wrong. It's false. It's scientifically inaccurate. Unless you really hate trans people.
a Woman, if you want to be an ally.
I thought he did censor it.
He did.
Twitter
He
did.
didn't.
Yeah.
Twitter
He
did.
did. Twitter did.
And now Ella Irwin was, I think you guys spoke about this last night,
Yeah.
but she resigned.
And another person.
Nice.
the
and-
head of trust and safety.
And we were talking about this earlier. I can't remember who said it. I don't know if it was one of you guys, that he probably went to them and said, you can resign now or I will fire you. And they said, then I resign. Because that doesn't make sense why they would resign.
It's interesting to me that Ella had such a, I think you were actually tweeting about this yesterday, that she had such a positive relationship with some of the right-wing people that were getting unbanned over the past 6 months or so. But it definitely seems to me that there was some sort of a civil war within Twitter where she was like, we're not going to allow this to be seen. And Elon was like, well, then you're.
You know what's so wild, having like met a lot of these people IRL? Tim Pool said about me, he's like, Lance, he seems like he's actually a genuinely good person, except that like he's been brainwashed because he's genetically predisposed to like groupthink and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's like the only reason why he's saying the things that he's saying. Both sides say that about each other. And then he wondered why. And he was like, well, I can't remember how he phrased that one. He was like, why is that? And he seems so confused, and it's like, you understand that on both sides, yes, there's going to be an amplification of signaling. Like, you're going to listen to other content creators in your circles, because if you're a leftist, you have quite a few awesome people to choose from. There's a lot of beautiful, juicy, sweet, delicious content out there. You're going to absorb it, and then you're probably going to repeat some of the same facts and stuff. And in the other direction, you have the right-wing media apparatus. Now, the left-wing media apparatus exists very strongly because of the internet, because of a lot of programs that leftists wouldn't have otherwise the ability to have shows of that size without some kind of very, very big backing, like Koch brothers money kind of stuff. And everyone on the right has that. So they are basically, in a lot of cases, millionaires who are being paid off by billionaires to lie to the public. And the reason I know this, because if both sides are saying this, how do we know? Because on the left side, it's all fact-based. It's all based on reality. So yes, people could be repeating the same points other people make. People can also get rich and be anti-capitalist. Hassan Piker can be a super, super rich ass anti-capitalist person. Or you could just say, even if you don't think he's legitimately serious, his messaging is anti-capitalist. That can exist in the opposite direction, but it's thanks to a lot of, you know, liberal tech, you know, all the liberal people making the Googles and the YouTubes and all those kind of things. The other side, you get to say whatever you want. Like, you don't have to self-correct. You don't have to course correct. You don't have to actually have it be based on facts or data. And you see what happens when sometimes both sides meet. Like when you get Ollie London on H3H3, H3H3 was not woke by any fucking standards, okay? H3H3 was part of the entire cringe world of the internet and all the cringe lords, all the edge lords. He's got a ton of racist shit, tons of racist shit in his past. He's come to new conclusions after, it's like anyone else, recognizing, as long as you can take in fucking external data and process it, that he was like categorically wrong in a lot of ways. It took Black Lives Matter really, you know, popping off to get him into a position where he's like, you know what, I've never talked, you know, to my kids about the potential for police violence. I don't have to give them that talk. It's a different lived experience. I've taken advantage of the fact that I'm white in those kind of situations, or white passing, if you don't think Jewish people count as being white. You figure it out along the way if you're willing to take in new information. If you just want to like live in a delusional world where you and your friends just talk about how what is a woman is just like such a fantastic documentary of the highest order, I mean, you're either deceiving yourselves or you just don't care to look into it and you're believing what everyone else tells you around you.
But I think
Yeah.
it's still not allowed. If you don't subscribe to Daily Wire, it's not going to show up in your recommendations, and no ads will play on it. This is what Elon tweeted out yesterday.
No, I think
Yeah,
I think you removed that.
I think he changed it
It
this
also
morning.
really
Yeah, I think
doesn't
he
matter
changed it.
that much because everybody that I've seen quote tweeting it or embedding the video I've seen on the For You page. And I think it came out, Elon responded to one of them. Someone was promoting his tweet. Someone was paying to promote his tweet.
It could be that Elon was warned by a bunch of these governments. If you don't restrict it, we will take some action against you. And so he found a very clever way to say F you by, okay, it is going to be not recommended, otherwise we get banned. Then he tweets it out, then he promotes it, then someone promotes his tweet, and he says, now everyone who follows me will see it.
That's
So
fascinating.
It's all so ridiculously asinine. Like it's so asinine. Like Elon Musk, he is not the super genius that he has successfully fooled a handful of people into believing now. It's just like he is in for a day of reckoning. That like his behavior and the way he has run Twitter into the ground, the fact that the place is fucking running on fumes and is such a shell of whatever ever used to be. Yeah, the writing's on the wall. A lot of legal problems are about to happen for all of you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's disheartening to see
masterful
so many
gambit.
people coming at him right out of the gate because at the Babylon Bee, we had just released our interview with him and he
Oh, that's who
really
you are.
emphasized his commitment to free speech there. And he said there's so many people swimming in the woke Kool-Aid is what he said. He's really emphasized his
This is the
mission
real world.
against all of this woke crap. I think he called it the LGBT QAnon circle.
QAnon? Did he actually say that?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. It sucks too because like all these people who are basically fascist enablers, you sit back and it's all just money. It's money for them. It's just like, yeah, you know, we get to spread a couple lies, spread some hate speech. Matt Walsh gets to have you know, this really well viewed documentary on the Twitters.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Didn't he
Blew it
say,
on.
he said recently that he didn't like the word woke or something like that?
Well, in our
He said
interview with
people
him,
can't
he
define
said people are swimming in the woke Kool-Aid.
I really don't like how this all went down with the Daily Wire. They were like, Elon, please, you're supposed to, can we please have our free speech? Please, can we have it? Like, you don't have to ask for that. That is God's given right.
Well, hold on. I don't agree with that. I think that the Daily Wire and many people
They all of them want a silent speech, by the way. Every single one of them. They all want to, they like, yeah. Moonlord. God damn it, Moonlord. But yeah, you in one direction, you're silencing the speech of other people if you allow fascists, bigots, and Nazis on your platform. Them's the rules. Yes, if the Nazis and the fascists get to use the social medias, then in turn you are silencing the speech of other groups, usually queer folk, people of color. That's what you're doing. So you choose. You don't get free speech in either way. but you have to make a choice. Yes.
Unfairly attacked Elon. And
did Michael get his monetization back? He did. It's fucking fantastic.
I
It's
said,
glorious
we'll
news.
wait and see if it gets restored, and if it doesn't, I will end our enterprise subscription.
You had the right
Here's the point.
reaction.
Here's the point. Elon Musk was not here. He was in Shanghai.
Yes.
He's probably sleeping.
Right.
He wakes up and his phone's going, and he's like, why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't do anything. And then he opens it up and they're like, Elon betrayed us. He was supposed to be for free speech. And then he's like, I'm going to fix it. It'll be done.
Dear God,
He's
I
like,
win that
"Daddy's
one
home."
job.
Then he has to go
Don't
in Slack
worry.
and say, who can change this? Who's responsible for it?
Racist, transphobic daddy's home. Okay.
Then he's dealing with meetings, he's dealing with people, and they're like, why isn't he doing it now? And then he finally does fix it and reverse it and one-ups it by promoting it himself. I think he's gone above and beyond.
Yeah, he's really transphobic. He's got a long history of demonstrating that now. You remember that fun, cute little moment where Grimes was trying to stop him online too? Like, I know hate is not in your heart. Please come talk to me or something like that. And he's just ramped it up more and more and more. I believe he had a trans child who they are no longer in contact with each other. He was apparently dating, his ex was apparently dating a trans woman after their breakup. So he's got that big, divorced dad energy, and yeah, he's definitely a raging transphobe on his platform. How much of it does he believe versus how much he's just randomly achieving doesn't matter at the end of the day. None of it matters. The effect is going to be the same, even if he's not a true believer. It's still incredibly dangerous. Like, again, we have to point out what an extremist Matt Walsh is. He's not just a conservative. He's not just a right winger with concerns about traditionalism and stuff. The dude is like, he's a white supremacist. He's a fucking Christian fascist. He's proud of these things. He's talked about the superiority of the Anglo-Saxon race and how he doesn't want inferior races mixing with it and stuff. We're talking, yes, a man who is that levels of fucking racist. He's an extremist. So if you're putting and promoting his projects because they get you attention, then it's still just as damaging.
It has, and it's ended up being a massive win for Daily Wire. But my point of contention was, too, that Jeremy was, and no hate to Daily Wire, but, Jeremy was going on Spaces saying that he heard, it was this very convoluted game of telephone. He said that he heard that Elon Musk was in the room when the decision was made to censor the video, which was patently absurd because, as you said, he was in China. There's no way he could have been in the room. And Ella Irwin, who was head of trust and safety, I'm pretty sure she's Seattle-based. So
it could have been digital room.
Yeah, that's what my thought is.
They
were in like a
but that wasn't
Slack
even
channel.
true.
Right.
So
I don't think he was in the room at all. I don't think he was, but I do think that there's a reason for concern because if Elon is going to delegate any of these decision making and bring on this new CEO, which is WEF tied, well then we have reason to be concerned because he continues to give lip service to being completely uncensored, but yet he brings in people that are not seeing the world how he does.
I got it.
Clean up your
You know
room.
what's wild too is like they're always talking about Elon Musk and whenever they're disappointed by him because he's not free speech enough, but like it's that he's not being extreme enough for them. Like he's retweeting Matt Walsh's transphobic hit piece. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that's good. He is free speech man, but is he ultimate free speech man? Does he have the supremium free speech? Because we need to go all the way,
I figured it out.
Lay it on me.
Elon Musk should consult with the Mises Caucus.
Thank you.
I'm not joking.
Yeah, he should.
He should,
run for president.
He should reach out to Mises Caucus
Davis is
people
really handsome.
to ask them who they could hire to do internal audits and review.
That'd be amazing.
That would be
because
great.
I think the
Sounds like a bad
libertarian,
idea.
someone, things. No, I think
don't do it, Elon.
I think. Look. You're not putting a
Controlled
Republican.
opposition.
You're not putting a Republican in there who's gonna piss off the left. You're getting someone who's not of either party, of a different party,
We just care about free speech.
who's gonna be like, look, we're for free speech,
But that's the
and
thing.
we're gonna be doing oversight to make sure that people are allowed to
That'd be
speak.
amazing.
You should never have to be like, hey, corporation, can I have free speech? It's not a question you have to ask a corporation.
Moonlord, how do you think this all works? But like, yeah. There is no free speech in a company. It's a
Clean up your
dictatorship.
room.
There's no democracy. There's no freedom. They are dictatorships. It's what they are. They're controlled by a very small minority of people who are very wealthy and powerful. That's how companies work. Resnick 0721, thank you. On that note,
Daddy can do no wrong.
This is being done wrong. The code should be available. People should be able to make their own Twitter and access all this stuff. This is all public. I consider this public data, but it's Elon's data. It's private. He owns everything on Twitter right now. He can shut
why do you consider it
down
public?
Right now, tomorrow. He can do it right now.
He should.
Like that is on computers that can be accessed by the
feel
public.
like
on all social media.
I'm gonna press delete because
Sorry.
Ian feels sometimes like he's what someone would be if they didn't have a real grasp of capitalism, how it operates, but then also had just like straight moon rocks, you know, freestyle. Like it's all I can really get from the guy.
You know, I'm just really tired of people tweeting at me.
What were you saying, Ash?
Oh, I was going to say, I think it's helpful in the regard that it probably sheds some light on that there's still, you know, woke people in Twitter that are doing the bidding of the woke overlords.
Clearly.
Well, yeah, I mean, that wasn't going to go
The
away
woke
overnight,
lords.
right? A lot
It
of
is
people left, but you knew there were going to be some who stayed around.
Wait, do they know about Lord Wokington? Have they discovered that? Our secrets are out. Oh my.
Just explain this to me.
He's the creator of the virus. Yeah, he engineered it. He had to get the woke scientists to do it. Yeah. They were all so woke.
I don't have kids, okay, but
Oh, and then that's how they're going to get everyone, because they're going to distribute the wokium, which of course is going to have the wokest effects possible, which will increase the gayification as the woke mind virus takes over, and then we'll all be gay. It's a matter of time, really. Yes, and the overlords, they do know the plan.
explain to me how the left are more willing to sacrifice for an idea than people on the right are for their kids.
Because they don't have something to live for. If you really care about humanity and life.
Aren't you all single? Like, sorry, maybe Ian's not. Like, Tim Pool's famously.
If you don't want to throw it away.
Because the left are revolutionaries.
Yes.
Well,
that's
why
exactly
so?
right.
Because
You
they
know,
get to
have
pick and
nothing
choose.
to lose.
Well, I mean, they get also. I don't know if it's like the.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I love my partner. I'm in an awesome relationship. I love my dog. He's my little first son. I love my parents. I love a lot of my friends and my family. I would hate to lose them. It would be absolutely tragic. Yeah. I also love food. I enjoy dancing. I do. I really love sex. I think sex is fucking, it's the best. Yeah. That's a good one. You know, if this turns out to be a simulation, whoever planned the whole thing out, you really nailed it on the sex stuff. The sex is good. That's a really, really fun activity. But yeah, lots of reasons to live for. Because I care about other people, because I care about my friends, my family, my partner. That's kind of why I don't want to see the whole world burn. Because so it's not just for an idea. It's not like I hear the sound socialism and I'm like, oh, that's neat. Socialism, you say? Oh, so how does that, like, what does that do? What you know what? Don't explain it. Don't explain it. I'm in. I'm willing now to sacrifice myself as a revolutionary. Yes, I'm the vanguard, the first.
Left gets to pick and choose their sacrifices, right? Like, how many of these left-wing streamers
Oh, and I love
literally live
chat.
in multi-million dollar?
Oh, obviously. I thought that one was just granted. Yeah, no, chats, both chats. I love you both. Yeah, equally. Don't worry. I know sometimes the Serfs TV chat gets a lot more of the display, but I mean, I think it's totally valid that the classic Serfs chat also just enjoys chatting and just doesn't want to see it on the screen. It's, you can have your pick. You can participate and be part of the show, or you can take a little cozy distance on the side.
Mansions. They don't make actual sacrifices for their values. They'll do things that make them comfortable, and then every now and again make a decision that requires
I just want to say, because about that, what really bothers me is how the left is substantially more capitalist than I am, and I'm a capitalist, and I'm like, my actual.
By what metrics? Are you going to bring up? Is this Hassan? Are you just talking about Hassan? Yeah, he's rich. So is Bernie Sanders. They're both pretty rich. Point being,
house is very small and very cheap, and then you get insert leftist streamer.
Hassan.
Oh, I called this one. No, I've been to your house. It's enormous. It's enormous. It's like you could say like the outside of it looks cheap and ugly because it just looks like but it's a mansion. Oh yeah, it's got a commercial grade fucking half pipe. I have never seen that before anywhere. I've been to other fucking mansions that like people own and been like, whoa, this is so crazy. And that's one of them where it's just like, whoa, you have rooms within rooms within rooms. Holy shit. He's got so many fucking like streamer rooms, band rooms, fucking armories, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's like, it is a mansion. You have an entire chicken farm. You have multiple half pipes and like fucking it's Michael, like it's the Michael Jackson of fucking the Beanie Dome. It's like it's exactly what someone who has unlimited money it's an expression of him. Obviously there's a bit of Tim Pool in every part of that place, which is probably what makes it kind of creepy, to be totally honest.
Sure. That's not actually ironic. No, that's not.
Ashley wants all the smoke.
Actually ironic. That's not actually ironic because somebody on the right, and this is not true of everyone on the right, in conservatism is going through a massive identity crisis right now. But broadly speaking, what the right has represented is a person growing in virtue and caring for themselves and the people around them, and that includes the people who work for you. Now, not all conservatives have done this.
Growing in virtue, fucking the furthest point of your wing is Nazism. That's like fucking. They're already starting to speak like Nazis. They're posting hate speech towards queer folk like the Nazis used to do. They're using the same arguments the Nazis did. They've been fucking doing the groomer stuff, the pedo stuff. Yeah, that's all Nazi 101. This like, my God, if that's virtue, fucking yeah, I'm Satan. Yeah, you know.
Not all capitalists have done this, but the left does not have a similar value structure. Their value structure is I impose my will on how you should run your business, not I build something and then do good with it.
You're all imposing your will on how Elon Musk should run his business. You're doing, that's it. We're not even like 4 minutes away from you having that conversation.
So when he builds something, because he's trained himself to see himself as a perpetual victim, he's going to find some rationalization to buy himself nice, fancy things instead of giving his workers more or helping the poor.
I love his response where he was like, he was making fun of people saying, because you're...
Yeah, but that's capitalism. You're describing capitalism. If you want an alternative to that, that's what we're about. That's our project. That's our thing. You're just describing, like, if that's a problem, if you're pissed off, you're like, oh, Elon should not do that. Well, guess what? I agree. Yeah.
You can't own a house. Like, oh man, I'm like, dude, it's not about the house. It's a $5 million house.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how much it cost. It was like $5 million, right?
Multi-million-dollar home.
Multi-million-dollar home
in Beverly Hills or something.
All of the virtue signaling is so superficial too, though. And I've said this about, especially, I think the Black Lives Matter protests, especially the black squares, were so funny because it only worked because it was aesthetically pleasing. If it was not a black square, if they said, hey, we're all gonna...
Have you seen their flag? It's pretty ugly.
If you told them to all post a picture of George Floyd, do you think they all would have posted? Do you think millions of people would have?
There was lots and lots of, oh yeah, no, George Floyd was a symbol. What? Why does it, like, is there a timer that you could set when Tim Pool's show is going until someone just starts being such a fucking open white supremacist? Like, this blah. Well, this is unprovoked and not really called for, not what we were talking about entirely, but yeah, I want to do a little racism.
Posted that that many people only posted a black square because it worked with the aesthetics of their feed, and I'm telling you that right now.
Interesting.
They would not have done it if it was not as aesthetically pleasing.
I'll give Tim Pool show this. It's a weirder kind of, like, a lot of this shit than we see on the other channels. Like, obviously Matt Walsh is very clear with his message. He's just like, I'm a white supremacist, and here's my white supremacist show, and I'm going to do some white supremacy here, and that's it. I'm going to talk about indigenous people and how it's a really good thing that we civilize them. That's what I'm about. He's not like, you know, all of a sudden just coming out of nowhere to be like, it's kind of unusual the way the absence of light can make darkness appear if you were to actually talk about that, and how the left are using, you know, prisms of rainbows and things of this nature, and it's truly like, you're like, whoa, okay, wait, what? This is different.
And simple as a black square.
Do you think so? Like, I don't know if the left is really, in some ways they're good with aesthetics. Some of them are. But when you look at their movement and how it defines itself, like, firstly, these are the people who champion brutalism, which is notoriously ugly, and is actually dedicated to making the public square as ugly as possible. And you look at their flag, like, the flag of their regime is unbearably ugly. It's unbearably ugly, and they all fly it.
28 minutes.
Are you Are y'all talking about the aesthetics? The aesthetics of the left? This is neat. I'll be honest with you. I think the rainbow is probably one of the funniest and best aspects of pro LGBTQ plus activism, symbolism, pride, because it's just so objectively beautiful. And it's one of those things where it's like having Republicans and the right mad at rainbows all the time, like just furious about them, like, whoa, oh, indoctrination, oh, this is oppression, like the rainbow. Oh, you're precious. All of you are precious. That's adorable. Okay. So good job there.
Posted a black square. You think 28 million people would have posted a picture of George Floyd?
Depends. The one
Actually, I agree. I don't think they would.
They wouldn't have
you don't
at
think so?
all.
I don't think so.
I think a million.
Except they did. You can see photos where there's lots of posters of George Floyd.
In time.
They would have
certainly was a
posted
symbol.
a like a mural on a wall of George Floyd, but they wouldn't post.
Like, are you just talking about the logo itself? The logo itself, yeah, it is a very smart logo. It's very simple, and if you don't like it, there are variations on it. People often do that. They often take those kind of symbols and then they'll add parts to it. Like, hey, this person, like anarchism, you could say, in and of itself, is not a very aesthetically pleasing logo until you realize all the variations that people start to do on it. It doesn't just go from being like this little superhero A. It starts to get all these incredible, like, it's. This is the silliest racism.
And it would have been 28 million. You think Bella Hadid would have been posting that? Absolutely not.
Thanks for watching this clip.
Good one. Good to see all the white supremacists get together. Speaking of being scared of rainbows, moral neutrality is a lie. Someone's norms are gonna win. My God. Oh my God. Oh dear Lord. Sick! Sick! What have you done? What's wrong with all of you? Like, is happiness on the list? Is that being added to the list of things that they're just super afraid? Like, you snowflakes, rainbows, dancing, happy people. Is happiness, is that like, yeah, I guess so. You all look fucking miserable as fuck. I don't think I've ever seen like Ben Shapiro, even when he's like smiling, where I'm not like, oh, that doesn't look fun. That doesn't look great.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
Thank you kindly to our Lord and Saviors Peyton L. Just and Xander Corvus. Without you, we are nothing. And now, a shout out to our Knights of the Square Table. Amazing Flesh, Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, DM Rivera, Doug Cady, Everything Important, Hegbard Celine, Izzy Solidarity, La Media Panza, Matthew Scarborough, Multimondi, Nettle, Omni, Peanut Butter Blonde, Political Papi, Quiet 185, Rachel K, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Kubi, Cernicus, Spinach Monster, Stellar Vision, Sebastian Demmel, Thomas, Trevbot EXE, Lucidry, Words Greenwood, Cheryl Alvarez, Tony Perkins, Thomas, O'Pecker, Travis McClinton, and Victoria Bell. Thank you so much. And a huge shout out to all the other people who make this entire show possible. Without you, it would not exist. If you can support us, please go to patreon.com/theserfs, and even $1 can help unlock all of the little goodies and help make this show entirely possible.